For many of us, myself included, finding a true sense of balance in life is an almost constant challenge. Deciding whether to relax and enjoy or to motivate and get things done. Whether to try something new or stick to familiarity. Urban versus nature, tradition versus modernity. Walking these fine lines can be an exercise in patience, willpower, and mindfulness. But sometimes all we need in our quest for mental and spiritual stability is a little inspiration. You might find it in a book, a poem, a song, a new friendship. There are nuggets of wisdom and insight hiding all around us, often in unexpected places. And if we keep our eyes and our minds open, finding a small piece of this inner harmony in the world is all but inevitable. And I found mine in Taipei. Taipei is an undeniably fascinating place. Its past is intertwined with that of mainland China. The island of Taiwan is, in fact, legally referred to as Taiwan ROC, Republic of China. The history behind that name is complex and extremely interesting, and I highly recommend taking a moment to read about it elsewhere. But regardless, Taipei is steeped in its own individual take on traditional Chinese culture that has been developed and passed down through generations. It's a city that manages to find a unique balance in so many ways. Traditional shrines sit calmly in the midst of bustling night markets. Packed urban streets seamlessly give way to lush, sprawling parks. The edge of the city is blurred as skyscrapers, condos, and factories perch themselves among jungle-covered mountainscapes. Taipei, from a traveler's perspective, is a wonderfully accessible place. The subway system is incredibly efficient and can get you just about anywhere you could ever need to go, and beyond that, the streets are walkable to no end. There's unique activities and sights around every corner. I highly recommend starting your wandering in downtown, where wide boulevards are bisected by charming alleys bursting with street food, noodle houses, and funky shops. A fantastic place to start is the Ximending district. Home to the famous Rainbow Crosswalk and the Red House, this area of downtown has strong ties to Taiwan's thriving LGBT community and boasts an impressive stretch of shops, restaurants, and arcades that explode with color and character. Ducking down these side streets of Ximending will give you a glimpse into Taipei's thriving street art culture. Inspired images from all corners of the earth cover walls, garages, and doorways in a vivid display of skill and urban grit. But in true Taipei style, you're never far from nature either. This is where the balance to this amazing city really comes into focus. Just down the road from Ximending lies 228 Peace Memorial Park, a beautifully manicured stretch of local flora and water features that was erected in memory of the country's difficult past. It's an excellent place to take a break from the urban feel of the rest of the city and stroll amongst statues, pagodas, and peaceful gardens. But no matter where you are or what you're doing, the feel of this city is distinctly and unmistakably Taipei. If you're looking to step out of the city and appreciate the beautiful scenery of the jungles and mountains of Taiwan, it's an easier trek than you might think. Take the brown subway line to Taipei Zoo and hop on the Maokong gondola, which whisks you up and away into the serene valleys of Taiwan's tea fields. As with much of the rest of Asia, tea is a big deal here. It's one of the country's main exports and a staple of daily life in so many ways. Whether you're a fan of the beverage or not is irrelevant. If you like hiking, nature, and culture, the tea fields provide a unique and beautiful harmony of all three. Stroll aimlessly among the terraces and see the entire process of tea making, from cultivation to drying, packaging, and preparation, all done with ancient methods by steady, weathered hands. Step into any of the dozens of antique tea houses spread throughout the area to sample the hundreds of different varieties that are grown here. But beyond the natural and cultural experience, the atmosphere in the hills is spectacular. The lush mountains roll away gently and break out to the city in the distance, reminding you of the unique balance of life in Taiwan. It's an inspiring escape from the hustle and bustle of the streets below. Now, you can't talk travel in Asia without talking food, and Taipei is certainly no exception. Thanks to its cultural ties with China, the culinary landscape here pulls from many influences of the mainland. Cantonese and Fujianese cuisines serve as starting points, but have been given a distinctly Taiwanese twist. The de facto dish of Taipei is the humble beef noodle soup. There are hundreds of excellent noodle houses serving their own interpretations, and if it's a dish you enjoy, I recommend trying as many as you can. However, an important note for those with Western tummies. Food culture here is not shy about using every single part of the animal for consumption. Any squeamish viewers, plug your ears and look away now, you've been warned. In our wanderings in Taipei, we encountered kidneys, hearts, stomachs, intestines, and even brains, all being consumed as casually as one would consume a Pop-Tart. So while there's many amazing flavors to discover here, do be aware that your beef noodle soup may contain a bit more cow than you're used to. However, our favorite meal came in the form of a very unique set menu from a wonderful spot called Cha for Tea. While it's actually become an international retail chain, here in its native land, Cha for Tea also houses a fantastic restaurant that is dedicated to the usage of tea in traditional Taiwanese cuisine. Every one of our 8 courses were infused with a different varietal, each lending its own unique flavor to its respective dish. It's a great way to sample a wide swath of both local teas and traditional plates all in one delicious sitting. While there's plenty of food and daytime wanderings to be had in Greater Taipei, the city takes on a whole new life after sundown. As with many other destinations in this part of the world, night markets are the name of the game, and Taipei does them in style. Our pick was Raohe, a bustling strip just off the banks of the Ciyou River. Take the green subway line to Songshan station, hop off, and start strolling. Working your way down the cramped alleyway gives you a fun glimpse into the local culture, both traditional and modern. There's a wide variety of shopping and street food to be had, much as one might expect, but the vibe is still different from the other night markets in this region and distinctly Taiwanese. Beyond the night market, however, this area is truly unique because of its immediate proximity to another incredible monument, the staggeringly intricate Ciyou Temple. Dedicated to Mazu, the goddess of the sea, this spectacular shrine was first built in 1753 and stands as one of the most jaw-dropping religious sites I've ever seen. Every square inch is covered in detailed carvings that tell the stories of the deities enshrined here. The temple belongs to a unique spiritual movement known as Mazuism, the followers of which meld Buddhist and Taoist philosophy with many of the folkloric figures of Chinese theology into a fascinating blend which centers around the worship of the titular goddess. While there are shrines to Mazu the world over, roughly 2/3 of Taiwan's population are adherents, making it one of the most prominent religious movements on the island. The temple's location at the head of the Raohe night market makes this corner of Taipei a perfect destination for an evening of wandering, nightlife, and cultural immersion. It's yet another perfect example of the harmonious vibe that makes Taipei such an alluring city. As we spent our days and nights wandering through the stunning spectacle that is Taipei, I was struck again and again by this unique sense of balance. It's what I found most inspirational about our time here. It's a feeling that pervades every aspect of local life. While there is an undeniable wave of modern urban energy here, it's evenly tempered by a respect for natural beauty and cultured tradition. For every hipster art bar and neon pink gaming arcade, there's a weathered tea house and a centuries-old shrine. This sense of cultural equanimity is something that strikes me as a reflection of the people who call this place home. Taipei is a city that looks firmly towards the future while never forgetting the roots of its past. It's a place that definitely moves to the beat of its own drum. And it is in this sense of harmonious rhythm, this feeling of effortless cultural and social balance, that I found myself reflecting inward. Balance in one's life is never an easy thing to achieve. But with a bit of encouragement from new places and new perspectives, it gets easier. That's what Taipei showed me. And if you travel here, it might just show you the same thing. The only way to know is to come and find out for yourself.